go-to exercise for me when I'm building my shoulders, really capping off the delts. Your traditional lateral raise, DB lateral raise. The only thing that I do different is a couple of things that I've learned along the way that really put tension on the shoulder and the medial delt itself. And it's things like I break my wrists. I don't know, you might be able to see in the video, but I don't have a firm grip on the dumbbell. It's a loose grip. It's kind of like a very complacent grip, you know. I'm just hanging on to it and letting the muscle and the leverage from that grip really yank on my delt. So you'll never see me go super heavy when I use this type of grip, because for one, you're not going to be able to control that weight or pull that weight using your fingertips and that loose grip on your wrist. So why I do these is if you do it, you'll be able to tell it really puts the leverage that you're creating when you do that, puts the tension on that medial delt and really helps give that 3D full effect that everyone's trying to attain. So just little things like this, little nicks and knacks that I've learned over the years of training that is going to maximize a movement that's been around for decades. But that's what it's about, is not reinventing the wheel, just making it spin a little bit better, right? So yeah, give it a try. Alright guys, so just real quick, this is an abbreviation from a regular traditional upright row. What I'm doing is I'm pulling myself away from the movement versus being up close to the movement like you would in a traditional exercise. So what I'm doing with a bench is stabilizing myself, because as you can see, I need that stabilization because gravity's going to pull me forward, right? What that's allowing me to do is create leverage here in the top of my delt where I'm trying to get that action and that stimulation. So what I like about this too is that you can do it in relative weight that is controllable, right? It's not too hard on the joints, because as you can see, I'm also breaking my wrists on that and controlling with my fingertips to create, again, more leverage on my shoulder. So what I like about this is that it's a little different, and it's allowing you to hit an angle of the muscle or a portion of the muscle that isn't probably going to get that same attention or contraction in a traditional movement over the upright row. All right guys, so that is one of my go-to abbreviations for a real rear pec deck fly, I guess you could say. I like it because it gives me a little bit more free range of motion. It gives me like the ability to really hit my skeleton's delts, right? Not what the machine's allowing me to do on a track. So I'm able to adjust the height exactly, because everybody's going to be at a different height for where we're trying to hit, and I'm trying to really get my rear delt fired and then keep that contraction in it the entire time. So as you can see in the movement, I'm keeping contraction even from, you know, the starting point until its end point. There's constant contraction in my rear delt, making sure it's getting filled up with blood. Oxygen obviously is prevalent, and then the muscle's gonna grow. It's inevitable. With the chest support here, initially that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is make sure that I'm getting zero momentum on my way back, and I'm using those small little muscles to pull that weight and essentially make them bigger. So give these a try. I think you guys will like them. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright guys, so workout's over with. Now I'd like to discuss some post-workout nutrition. So everybody's always asking what's right, what's wrong. Basically, my best form of advice I could give you is just to listen to your body, pay attention to what digests well. For me in particular, and for a lot of people that I coach, cream of rice is a very substantial carbohydrate that does the job that we're looking for, and it's extremely easy on your digestive system. Most people are able to digest it well. Some do digest potato better and other carbohydrates better, but for me, like I said, this is a go-to of mine. Either if I'm in season or if I'm out of season, it's always in my diet. As you see here, I am meticulous with it. I will weigh it out, and I'm gonna go for about 60 grams here on the scale, which is gonna equate to about 50 grams of carbohydrates. Or take a gram or two, okay? And then I'm going to go with 2 to 3 rice cakes, and rice cakes, depending on the flavor, can range anywhere from about 7 or 8 grams of carbs to you know, about 12. These are chocolate flavors, so they're gonna be 12 grams of carbs, so a little bit more than your regular ones, but that's okay. I had a great workout. I'm gonna utilize these carbs. What I am gonna do is make sure that I shuttle those carbs that I'm taking in and make sure that every bit of that carbohydrate meal that I'm taking in is utilized and pushed into my muscles. So take two caps of that about 10 to 15 minutes before I have my meal. And then also, of course, I'm making sure that I'm helping my digestion with the protein factor that I'm going to be implementing as well. So give it a try, guys. If you have any questions with any carbohydrates, information, education, just let me know, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. So another key factor that you want to really keep close to your attention is the way that you're picking your selection of carbohydrates. So you want something that's going to get in your system extremely quick absorption to essentially build up the muscle that we just broke down, right? Get that glycogen back in there the quickest response possible. Why we're choosing something like cream of rice, because it's a fast absorbing carbohydrate. It goes very similar to the idea behind whey isolate protein. Quick absorption, quicker recovery time, essentially better result. Okay, so for me, I've been doing this for quite some time, and I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't fall into the pattern of you have to rush that post-workout meal, you have that half-hour window. It's true to a certain extent, right? If you're a regular person that you probably ate maybe 2-3 hours before your workout, and you're not really paying attention to the nutrition that's going in and out, right? So if you're eating a pre-workout meal, okay, and you're eating that maybe 30 minutes before your workout, you're getting a hard and intense session in 45 minutes to an hour, you're done. Well, that's about only an hour and 45, hour and a half time for that pre-workout meal to get introduced to the muscle, absorbed, digested, and then ready to introduce a new meal. So chances are that you're probably not going to need that meal right away after your workout, depending on the situational time that you ate that pre-workout meal. So something to take into consideration, something that I use myself and use for my clients, is paying attention to your sugar content in your blood. So if you're familiar with where you need to be around fasted, is about 70. So if you're after your workout and you go to test your blood or your sugar in your blood and you're at say 120, there's not necessarily a reason for carbohydrates to get induced into the system. You're not going to break it down, especially if you're in a situation where you're trying to get lean, and make sure that the carbs that are going in are being utilized and not just sitting in there transferring into sugar and essentially going against us and building more fat. And that's not what we're looking to do.